That means it's time to deploy. We are back, 2024. Happy New Year, Jim.
Yeah, happy New Year to you. Did you have a nice break?
Awesome. I had a very, very nice break. It was the first break I've had in a while, actually. Last Christmas, I didn't take off too much time because I had a lot of things to do. But this time, I thought, yeah, I'll take some time off. So a lot of gardening. Of course, we got a lot of wicked weather here in Australia over the last couple of
Yeah,
weeks. We've had a tornado, we've had a hurricane, we have now a monsoon over northern Queensland.
flooding.
If
Yeah,
it isn't on fire, yeah, if it isn't on
yeah.
fire, you're getting skin cancer from the sun. You're being poisoned by snakes and spiders, or the water will try and drown you. That's Australia. So,
Yeah.
anyways, how was your break?
Yeah, really good, really good. I also wasn't going to take time off, but Octopus really looked after us with the break and made sure everyone got a nice time to relax. I mucked around. I've got a new project car actually that I'm trying to learn a new skill.
Oh yeah, what
Yeah,
what what
mechanics.
make, model, year, etc.
It's like a late '80s Celica, like an early '90s Celica. So nothing
Nice.
too special, but nice and cheap, and I can. Doesn't matter if I mess it up. I think.
I know. I'm a kid of the '80s, so I know those cars quite well. I
Yeah,
remember, obviously, well, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on a really old car like a Le Car from France, or
yeah.
maybe something even more drastic like some of the Eastern European or communist type cars from back in the early '80s. That'd be kind of fun to work on, but this sounds like an interesting project. So, uh, engine rebuild, etc., the whole nine yards.
Wheel hubs are the first project, so at the moment they're beating me. But
Okay.
I'm hoping that I'm chipping away at it, learning lots of YouTube videos. We'll see.
Yes.
I'll keep you
Yes.
posted.
Yeah. YouTube, for those, I know this is a bit off script in terms of what we normally talk about, but YouTube is a godsend when it comes to repairing stuff. I'm currently doing an
Mm,
oil change on my pressure washer, and there's no manuals at all. So God bless the folks who put up YouTube videos. Anyways,
hopefully.
with that, let's go ahead and get to the news. As you know, octopus.com, our new website slash old website, whatever you want to call it, still kicking strong. So we've got some things to talk about today. We've got some events that we're planning on going to very soon. By very soon, I mean March. And the reason why it's very soon in my mind is because we've got to get banners, assets, social media engagement, all that sort of stuff organized relatively quickly. And so it's top of mind with myself. But some of the places you'll see us upcoming is DevOps Live in London, March 6th and 7th. That's a great little conference we've been to. DD Melbourne will be sponsoring this on March 16th. That will be in Melbourne. If you're in the area, please come by and say hi. And then our big event for March. This is our big event for Q1, KubeCon EU. This is going to be a massive event for us. This is in Paris, France, and we're very much looking forward to that. In addition to KubeCon, we will be part of the platform con in 2024. This is later on in June. It's a virtual conference, and we have many other events that we'll be coming to. We haven't posted them yet, but this page will be full. It would be full if I posted them on here, but just be aware that we'll be out and about. So hope to see you out there.
Yeah, I'll
And
be
we
at
also have our
DD.
webinars. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll be at DD Melbourne 2024. So if anyone's heading along to that, come along and say hi.
Nice.
I can tell you
Yeah,
about things that we can't say on the show.
that's right. That's right. All the hidden dark secrets. You plow Jim with enough beer, he'll tell you everything he knows about scalability. There you go.
This is true.
So we've got webinars coming up, and we've got we had one recently earlier today. I hosted the Octopus 101. We've got a bunch of other webinars that are coming up, so feel free to check out octopus.com/webinars. All right, getting on with some of the recent articles, etc., that we've been talking about in the news. Emily wrote this article entitled "Page Layout Improvements." So Emily and co have been working a lot on the user experience side of things with regards to Octopus. So the first one talks a little bit about page layout. So this is the sort of traditional layout that we've had with Octopus in the past. I really like the features we've been adding to the UI. The UI, the UX is getting much nicer, I think. And I love dark mode. I love the new banner. And this is a new feature that I actually noticed this, that it's actually a lot more sort of tight and concise and a lot more semantically meaningful to me. So the idea is that we've changed on a new design here. So you can see some of the elements here have changed. and we're exposing things like breadcrumbs. We're exposing things like the better nav bar here. So these and other changes are now going into effect as part of the user experience. And so Emily has talked a little bit about some of these changes, and she will continue to write about these changes as they go forward. And you'll see these typically propagate up on Octopus Cloud first before Octopus Server. But that's where you'll see those things change over time. And if you're at all curious, you can check out our roadmap, which is at roadmap.octopus.com. As I always say, make this a bookmark / your homepage. But you can see all the changes that go through here. A lot of these actually do ship on Octopus Cloud in advance of Octopus Server. And the reason why we do that is just because it gives us an easy way of canary these features out to customers who are running live instances. And so we've added a bunch of new capabilities here. The one that we recently talked about is the sample project. You and I talked about this last year, but this is now available. There are other ones as well. So you'll be able to cancel tasks, for example. And then we've recently added support for Artifactory generic repos. So these and other capabilities are there. This is yet another feature that we've added, more page improvements, and I expect more things to come from the design team going forward.
Yeah, I think people are going to love these. It's so nice as I'm developing my local instance and just, constantly rebasing for a master or whatever. And like, oh wow, things are just getting nicer.
That's right. I know it's like the first time I saw the new tenants dashboard, I was like, yes, this is amazing. Like being able to see all the tags, being able to collapse them, especially being able to apply tags across a variety of tenants, associating tenants with multiple projects at once or vice versa. These and other features I was a big fan of. So that's awesome. All right, moving on. It's an article by Joanna, who's our VP of Marketing. How far can you go with Argo? And this really is, I kind of dubbed this to Argo or not to Argo. And it talks about how this article, Joanna cites a lot of folks in the industry about their opinions of Argo as a management tool for your Kubernetes clusters. And Kubernetes is hard. I mean, let's put it on the table. It is a tough product to manage. There's lots of knobs and switches. I liken it to a Boeing aircraft. There's lots of knobs and switches, and unless you've been fully skilled on it, it's going to be a challenge to manage correctly. That's just to know what all the things are. Ingress rules, egress rules, pods, resources management, etc. All these things, and tools like Argo are great because they allow you to visualize these things and manage them. But it becomes tough. And so this article talks a little bit about whether or not Argo has all of the capabilities necessary for managing a cluster efficiently. And so she went ahead and interviewed a bunch of folks, including Kit from Octopus Deploy, who's in charge of some of our Kubernetes integrations. So yeah, Argo is definitely an interesting tool. If you're at all curious about some of the opinions about, to Argo or not to Argo, that is the question. This is an article from Joanna on the new stack that you can check out. And speaking of the new stack, there's another article, CI is not CD. This is something that I've talked about historically. There's a video that I did up on LinkedIn where this is an article by Steve, by the way. So he's a member of our team over on the marketing side. And Steve talks a little bit about how continuous integration and continuous delivery are often lumped together. They're separated by a slash, but they really should be separated farther apart. And the two terms are used synonymously sometimes, unfortunately. And so this is an article that goes into the reasoning behind why you should consider somewhat independently these two processes, these two, I guess, best practices, whatever you want to call them. And then down at the bottom, I always jump to the conclusion whenever I read articles to get the synopsis of what the article is. So the slash in the middle of CI/CD is one of nature's rare decoupling opportunities. There are a few examples of such joyfully loose coupling. Your build server has created an artifact. Its job is done. So if you're doing CD with your CI server, chances are you're holding it wrong. There are other tools available like Octopus that you can use that do it well. And so I would strongly encourage you to check those out. But Steve goes through the whole motivations as to why you should consider these two things to be independent from each other, because oftentimes the two get conflated. And so this is an article that talks a little bit about why CI is not CD. And I thought that was a good way or a good approach to think about it. What are your thoughts on this? CI, CD, same thing or different? I know what you're
Yeah, no, it's funny. I sort of I think I'm guilty of this in the past. Like, I used to use Octopus a long time ago, and there's a big period of time before I joined Octopus where I didn't, and I would just do the CD with the CI.
Yeah.
But it was always really time consuming to set up and manage, and when someone wanted to add an environment, everything had to change.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, what are your thoughts on this, viewer? Let us know in the comments if you've got some strong opinions about this. I will share a little picture here of Steve with a new design that he's come up with, the CI/CD logo a la ACDC, which I think is awesome. So this is a shirt that he wore on a recent video that he did. And we've got a ping image of this. We may post it somewhere. We think this is a pretty cool shirt design. So who knows? Maybe we'll do something with that. But yeah, I think that's a good way to think of it. Is rather than a slash, put a lightning bolt. Make it a distinct separation between the two, in my opinion.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome.
It's cool.
All right, so that's a short and sweet one. We're just back from the new break. Not much to talk about other than the articles we've cited earlier, but obviously let us know if you have something that you'd like us to discuss in the next episode of Deploy on Friday. Feel free to send us a comment. Otherwise, like and subscribe to this channel if you'd like to get updates on new videos. We typically post about 2 or 3 videos a week. Obviously, we haven't posted anything recently because we've been on break, but that will continue. Our regular scheduled program will continue in the next week and weeks to come. So on behalf of Jim, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next edition of Deploy.